The story of David and Goliath from the Old Testament is renowned for its universal themes of courage and overcoming seemingly insurmountable odds. David, a humble shepherd boy, faced Goliath, a towering Philistine warrior, armed with nothing but a sling and a stone. This encounter, though rooted in ancient religious texts, resonates deeply on a human level. It illustrates how each of us encounters challenges that can appear overwhelming, much like David facing the giant Goliath. Despite his youth and lack of conventional weaponry, David's faith and determination allowed him to triumph over his formidable opponent, becoming a symbol of hope and resilience. Goliath, often portrayed simply as a formidable adversary, embodies more than just physical size. In the biblical narrative found in Samuel, Goliath is described as a colossal figure, standing over 9 feet tall. His imposing stature symbolizes not only physical strength, but also the power of intimidation and dominance. Yet, beneath this imposing exterior lies a deeper narrative layer. Goliath serves as a foil to David, highlighting the contrast between external appearances and inner strength. His defeat by David underscores the triumph of courage and faith over sheer might, emphasizing the timeless lesson that true victory often arises from unexpected sources. This ancient tale continues to captivate because it speaks to the enduring human experience of facing and overcoming challenges. Just as David's victory inspires hope and resilience, it reminds us that even in our modern lives, we can find strength in confronting our own Goliaths, whatever form they may take. The story's message transcends religious boundaries, resonating with anyone who has ever felt daunted by adversity. It invites us to reflect on the power of belief in ourselves and the potential for unexpected heroes to emerge in the face of adversity, much like David did in the Valley of the Philistines. Goliath, renowned as a formidable warrior from Gath, was not just a soldier but a champion known for his impressive physical attributes. Clad in bronze armor and wielding a spear of immense weight, he stood out as a giant among men, intimidating even the Israelites. His sheer strength and stature made him a fearsome opponent, casting a shadow over those who faced him. This narrative from the Bible, particularly in Samuel, highlights Goliath's dominance and the daunting challenge he posed to the Israelite army. The concept of Goliath possibly being a Nephilim, descendants of a mysterious union between angels and humans, adds a layer of intrigue. Nephilim, described in ancient texts like the Book of Enoch, were beings of immense size and strength, believed to have existed before and after the Great Flood. This biblical connection raises questions about Goliath's origins and whether his extraordinary attributes were linked to this ancient lineage. Such speculation ties into broader theological debates about divine creation and the nature of these legendary beings, mentioned in Genesis and other biblical passages. The biblical Nephilim, initially mentioned in Genesis 6 verse 4 as mighty men or heroes of old, are a subject of both curiosity and controversy. While their exact nature and origin remain ambiguous in canonical scriptures, they are portrayed as figures of renown and strength. Later references in Numbers 13 describe them as giants, suggesting a lineage that continued to intrigue biblical scholars and enthusiasts alike. This blend of myth and scripture continues to inspire interpretations about the origins of larger-than-life figures like Goliath, adding to the enduring mystery surrounding ancient biblical narratives. In Numbers 13, scouts sent to explore the land of Canaan returned with a fearful report. They described the inhabitants as giants, comparing themselves to grasshoppers in their sight. This intimidated the Israelites, spreading fear that they were too weak to conquer the land promised to them by God. Numbers 13:22-23. The mention of Nephilim, descendants of Anak, puzzled many because the flood in Genesis 6 wiped out all living beings except those aboard Noah's Ark. Some believe these Nephilim could have survived the flood or were born afterward. The spies' report could be exaggerated, but they specifically noted these giants as the descendants of Anak, part of the Anakim tribe mentioned in Deuteronomy 2 verse 11. The term Anak in Hebrew could imply someone of exceptional height or stature, possibly contributing to the confusion with the Nephilim. This suggests a long-standing belief in giant-like figures among certain tribes, like the Rephaim or Rephaim, who are also described as exceptionally tall in passages like Deuteronomy 3 verse 11. In later biblical texts, such as 2 Samuel 21, further mention of the Rephaim warriors like Goliath's brother Lami reinforces the idea of these giant-like figures. The biblical accounts intertwine tales of formidable adversaries, sparking debates about their origin and nature, whether they were descendants of Nephilim or simply exceptionally tall individuals within ancient tribes. These narratives continue to intrigue scholars and readers alike, offering glimpses into the ancient beliefs and perceptions of the peoples inhabiting the biblical lands. In the Book of Chronicles, there are accounts of battles where David's brother Jonathan faced off against giants known as the Rephaim. One notable encounter describes a giant with 12 fingers, identified as a descendant of Rapha. Another battle at Gath involved a giant with 6 fingers on each hand and 6 toes on each foot, totaling 24 digits, also descended from Rapha. In this battle, Jonathan, the son of Shemaiah and David's brother, defeated him. 1 Chronicles 1 verses 6 to 7. The connection between these giants, known as Anakites or Rephaim, and the Nefilim is a subject of debate. The Bible never explicitly states that these giants are Nephilim or their descendants. Some argue that the mention of Anakites in Deuteronomy 2 verse 11 and the spies report in Numbers 13 imply a lineage from the Nephilim. This has led to speculation that Goliath, being from Gath where Anakites were known to reside, might have descended from the Nephilim. However, modern scholars dispute this, pointing out the uncertainty surrounding the spies' accounts and the lack of direct biblical evidence linking giants like Goliath to the Nephilim. Ancient texts like the Septuagint describe these giants as gigas or titans, suggesting they were seen as exceptionally large and formidable beings, possibly reaching heights of 7 to 10 feet. Whether they were directly related to the Nephilim remains unclear and hinges largely on interpretations of ancient texts rather than conclusive biblical evidence. Some argue that the spies' astonishment at their size led to the assumption of divine lineage, as they felt like mere grasshoppers in comparison. This debate continues to intrigue scholars and readers alike, exploring the historical and theological implications of these ancient accounts. Joshua 11 verse 22.
If you found this video enjoyable, please consider liking and sharing it. Additionally, subscribing to this channel will ensure that you receive more updates in the future. Thank you.